Every year, I look at the $895 annual fee from Amex and I ask myself, am I being scammed? Why do I keep paying this? I've had this card for 10 years and I've seen the value shift. Now, you'll see other influencers that'll come in and they'll tell you, this is an amazing card. And then they send you the link, you sign up, they get paid. I'm here to tell you, I'm not getting paid. I've been in hospitality for over 20 years and I know how these programs work. And today we're gonna walk through the math to see how it actually stacks up. So let's go. I'm Lost Jay. I've traveled the world and spent over 20 years in hospitality with companies like Disney, Marriott, and Hilton. And I'm gonna share my knowledge so you can plan your best vacation. The Amex Platinum card is a juggernaut. For the $895 annual fee, Amex claims that you're gonna get about $3,500 in value. And that is technically accurate, but it's also a little bit misleading. What that belief is that you have to spend at every merchant in every category and in the right time frame. And if you do all those things, yes, you can technically get $3,500 in value on that. But that's not the reality of what happens. You actually have to change your lifestyle in order to get that value. That's why today we're gonna talk about three things. One, we're gonna talk about the things that Amex says you're gonna get back. Two, we're gonna talk about the things that I'm gonna share with you, the things that I got back as part of this program. And three, we're gonna walk through what are the things that I would have spent anyways. Because there's a gap between value and necessity. And that's a fact that most people who are sending you a link aren't gonna tell you. Let's start with the $600 hotel credit. And I can't lie, when this first came out, I was most excited about this one. It's like $600 back just for staying at a hotel. This is amazing. And then you dig into the fine print a little bit. So option number one is $300 every 6 months. So not the full $600 at a time. So again, not a deal breaker, but $300 back every 6 months, not that bad. Then we go to option two, it needs to be prepaid. So not great, but you know, they had already shifted to that model a little bit ago when you bought hotels to get the 5%, so it fits within their model, okay. Then you get to the third one. It needs to be spent at the Fine Hotels and Resort Collection or the Hotel Collection. Here's the reality. When you book those hotels, most of those tend to be a $500, $600, $700 a night hotel, which is great if you're already staying there. But if you're paying that much for a hotel, $300 back for a 3-night stay is $100 a night. That's not a massive savings. And for me, they're not usually the hotels that I want to stay at. So let me give you an example of a recent trip for us. We recently went out west. At the end of the trip, we ended up in Vegas. I was there with the family, searched through the hotels, and found that I could get the hotel credit at the MGM Grand. On top of the $300 back, there's also two more options. One would be is that you get a room upgrade, if available when you check in. And the second is you get a $100 room credit. So if you spend at the resort, charge it to your room, you'll get $100 credited back on your room. Okay, so let's start with the room upgrade. We got to the resort, and just for context, if you've never been to the MGM Grand, it is 4,762 rooms big. That is a small city. For context, my hometown is only 6,000 people big. At 2-person a home, that's 3,000 homes. So again, this is bigger than my hometown. So logic in my head was, there's probably an opportunity for an upgrade. Even if it's the same room, maybe we could get a better view. Maybe we could see the strip, or maybe we could see the sphere. It's gotta be that easy. Here's what we got. So what did I get for the room upgrade? The big bagel. I got nothing. I find that room upgrades are few and far between. Most of those are going to higher end, like diamond and titanium level tiers, not to people that are coming in through the Amex card. Now, what I will say is one of the values that we got that I was quite pleasantly surprised at how quickly it went was a $100 resort credit. We actually used it at Morimoto's. If you haven't been, absolutely fantastic. Had an amazing meal at Morimoto's. Charged it to my room. It was taken off the same day. As soon as the charge hit, it was removed. So I got to give them props. very instantaneous, very strong, and we got a good meal out of it. So here's the kicker. Would I have spent the money anyways on a hotel room? Yes. Would I have chosen this hotel room, or when we travel to other locations, would I choose one of those hotels just to get the $300? The answer is no. So when we talk about the full $600 for the year, I don't think I can claim that full benefit. For me, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, probably about $400 in this case, because I did get the room credit and I did get the resort credit on top of it. Next is Resy. This is a $400 yearly credit chopped into $100 every quarter. All you have to do is sign up through the Resy app, link it to your Amex account, you spend on your Amex card, it instantly is credited back to your account. And on the surface, it sounds amazing. It sounds like, great, I'm just gonna go out to eat like I normally would, I'll get my credit back. When we start going through the restaurants that are available, they're not necessarily the restaurants I wanna visit. A lot of them are new, a lot of them are chain, a lot of them are trying to drive traffic for one reason or another. And so I'm finding I'm having to change the restaurants I would choose in order to make that work. And that's not just where I live. I live in a slightly smaller city. But when we go to New York or Chicago or Vegas, when we look at the options there, they're still not the restaurants that we would want to go to. So yes, I can get that benefit of the $100 every quarter, but I'm changing the way I am dining in order to make sure I get that credit. Let's move on to the Uber credits. These are actually two different credits. One is an ongoing credit. You get $15 a month to use Uber. All you have to do is book it like you normally would, use your Amex, it credits back. And the other is a yearly subscription to Uber One, which is $120. The Uber Cash is great. If you don't use it, you lose it. It doesn't roll over. So of the $200 value that comes from that though, for me, I only use about $60 of it. We'll use it on vacation when we go somewhere if it's available. But that's about it. So I don't get the full value. The second piece, the Uber One, I have to be honest, I wouldn't use it at all if it wasn't for the fact that they gave it to us. It just wouldn't be an expense that I would need because I don't Uber that much. But I go back. If you Uber all the time, if this is part of your lifestyle in an area where Uber is a bit more prevalent, this is a great bonus. You would get $320 from this. I unfortunately only get about $60. Airline credit fee, $200. Sounds straightforward. You go on Amex and you get to sign up for one carrier. One all year. You don't get to bounce around back and forth. So if you're going to choose Delta, you get Delta. American, you get American. Great. You sign up, you can use it. You can use it for your luggage fees. You can use it for in-flight purchases. You can use it for upgrades. So there is some value to that for one airline. For me, I very rarely stick to one airline. I usually choose multiple depending on where I'm going, so that I don't always get that benefit. A second challenge for me is I travel usually in a carry-on. I travel very light, so the check-in luggage doesn't add a lot of value to me. My honest capture for this one is I spend about $100 of the $200 value that I get every year. And even at that point, it's a little bit of a stretch. But again, for you, if you're always flying one carrier, if you always have checked luggage or you like to get drinks or food on the plane, then this might be a better value for you. Speaking of carry-on, we recently did 14 days, 5 cities in Europe, 1 carry-on bag each. So if you want to know where we went, what we brought, how we packed, check out our video in the description below. And if you find that useful, please subscribe so you won't miss what comes next. Lounge access. Lounge access is the holy grail for the Platinum card holders. You get access to 5,500 lounges from the Centurion Club to Priority Pass to Delta Sky Club. It sounds incredible. And the reality is, they are incredible if you can get inside. It all depends on the timing for me. Sometimes I don't have time to go to the club. If I only have about 50 minutes to an hour between my flights, then I'm not using that perk. And the second piece is they're getting busier. So sometimes you might have to wait 15, 30, 40 minutes to get in a club at a busy time. So for me, the benefit is about $850. For how often I travel and how often I get to use those lounges, I'm only getting about $400 in value. But if you're traveling at least 4 times a month, close to 50 times a year, you're probably going to get much more value out of it than I am. Let's move on to the Hilton and Marriott Gold status. I work for both of these companies. I completely understand how these things are set up and what the value is. And the one guaranteed value is free water. When you get there, you're guaranteed to get free water on that. Things, the room upgrade, some of the other perks, sometimes. As we talked about before, the room upgrade is if available, and very rarely do you get that room upgrade when you check in. The card program is a status to make you feel better, that you're progressing up the chain. Gold is a step above silver, but really, they're giving all the benefits to the diamond members. And I completely understand that. Those are people that are traveling significantly with your organization and you want to reward them first. Gold is a very minor status symbol that doesn't get you a lot. To me, I don't see it as a benefit when I travel. Streaming credits. Amex gives you $300 in streaming credits for the year, chopped up into monthly payments. And that counts for Hulu, Disney, ESPN, Peacock. For me, it's a no-brainer. I was spending on those already. So for me, I didn't have to change any behavior. I'm not changing my lifestyle. I'm not changing the things I want to watch. It fits within what I want to do. This is a perfect benefit for me. Same Walmart Plus. We had already signed up for Walmart Plus. When it became a benefit through Amex, we transferred it over, put it on our Amex, and we are using Paramount Plus through Walmart Plus. We get that free as well. So again, those are very tangible benefits that we were already using. We're just shifting those dollars. So instead of us paying Walmart directly, we're getting that back as a benefit through Amex. The $300 annual credit for Lululemon. This is a $75 a quarter credit that you get from Lululemon. You shop at Lululemon, you put it on your Amex, they credit it back. I don't shop at Lululemon. My wife doesn't shop at Lululemon. So I found this shirt for $85. I got this polo shirt, which is normally $98. And I'm guessing it's so expensive because of this tag that can stretch from here to Jupiter. Look at the size of that thing, 6 inches long. It's the size of a dollar bill. I don't understand why I'm paying $100, and in this case, $85 for polyester and getting $75 back. To me, that's not where I want to spend my money. So in order to capture the $300 a year from Lululemon, I buy underwear every quarter. That's how I get my money back. It still has the same annoying tag, it's just not as long, but it keeps me under the $75 cap. I always need underwear. That's all I'm going to share about that. Saks Fifth Avenue, $100 per year. That's already gone. Starting in July, they discontinued it. So we're not even going to talk about that one. The Oura ring, $200. You can use it against the Oura ring itself, but you can't use it against a subscription. So once you buy the ring, you still have to pay the $6 a month in the subscription fee, so it doesn't cover any of that. And then lastly are the Equinox clubs. You can sign up and get a discount at Equinox if they have one in your town, or if you're already signed up. For me, I signed up for their app, which was $300 a year to subscribe to their app. Thankfully, it's all covered, but I've actually used it 0 times. So all 3 of those, absolutely the big bagel for me and what the value is. TSA PreCheck and global entry. And specifically, we're just going to talk about global entry. Why? Because if you pay the $120 for global entry, you automatically get the TSA PreCheck as part of it. So you might as well just get global entry, even if you're not traveling international, because you get the full benefit just in case you do. So that's a $120 value that you only get to spend once every 4 years. So it's really a $30 value that I count as a gift back to you. Second is Clear Plus. For $209, you get access to Clear Plus, which is a biometric scan. It gets you through security and they put you at the front of the line. The only drawback is not every airport has it. But since it's already covered, you should definitely get it. And that way, when you do go to locations that have it, you will have that benefit. So for me, the benefit is $239 a year, $209 for the Clear Plus, $30 per year for the global entry. If there's one thing Amex genuinely gets right, it's Amex offers. And there's really two reasons why I like to go in and check these all the time. One is you can stack the benefits. Two, and as I mentioned before, is the speed at which Amex pays it back. But honest take for me, when I go back and I look year on year on what kind of value I've gotten out of it, at best, I'm getting maybe $100 a year out of it. Here's the one thing that the marketing brochures aren't going to tell you. American Express isn't accepted as well internationally. You know what? You want to use it at St. Regis, you're going to be a king. But if you want to use it at a local bistro in Paris, they're probably not going to take it. I would argue 70% of the places that we went in Europe did not take American Express. So you're going to have to bring something else. For us, we brought another card. We actually brought another Visa card. So that way we could make sure that we could transact as we went because we knew American Express wasn't as widely accepted. You get 5 times points for travel, but that's a totally separate video. That involves a whole different discussion about how Amex and Expedia and how all those pieces work together and whether there's a value of doing the prepay or not. So we have another video coming that's going to talk a little bit more into how the points work. So what do the final numbers look like? Amex is claiming just over $3,900 in value each year. And for me, when I look at what I spent, I'm actually getting $2,145 in value. But if I'm honest, and I said, what are the things that I would have spent on anyways, I still come up with $925 in value. And if I measure that up against the $895 I spend on an annual basis, I still come out ahead. Here's the real question is, would you get value out of $895 annual fee? Do the same thing we did today. Walk through. Look at the value that Amex is saying they're giving you. Walk through the things that you think you would actually do. And then take a look at the things that you really would have done anyways, because that's where the real gap is. If you like Lululemon, if you use Uber every month, then you'll probably get more benefit out of that. Do the math and figure out what works for you. I'm Lost Jay, and as always, get lost in your own adventure.